we are going to record this class. When the class is over, we'll either toss the recording or we can convert it into a link and email it to you. So it'll be up to you whether or not you would like this class sent to you when it's over. This class is going to focus on the online store. The online store being this button here that says online. There are three main portions of the online store if you are not using the app. And those three main portions are appointments online, gift certificate or gift card sales online, and retail sales online. Now, if you are using the app, then there's a lot more that the app is able to do other than those three items. However, the online store must be up and running and set up for whichever of those items you want to run through the app. So whether you're doing it for your website or you're doing it for the app, it needs to be set up. So you click on the online button, and that brings up this Set Up Online Store window. Now, some of this, if you are strictly doing the app and you are not doing the website, then some of this is not going to be necessary. And every time we get to a field that is not required, I'll let you know that. If all you're doing is the app. If you are doing the app and the website or just the website, then you need all of it. Okay, so existing website address. This is your business's website address. You're going to type in whatever your web address is for your business if you have one. So obviously the fact that is that if you don't have one, you don't need to put anything here. Next, email address. When somebody books an appointment online or makes a purchase of a gift card or gift certificate online or purchases a retail product online, you can be notified. You will be notified to whatever the address is that you put under email address right here. Again, that can be left blank if you choose not to be notified. Some people decide not to be notified simply because they're already being notified in other ways. When somebody books an appointment online, the appointment appears on your appointment book. When somebody purchases a gift card or gift certificate online, they're able to either use their app or print out the certificate from home. So again, unnecessary for you to be notified. And then, of course, if somebody purchases a retail product, you are notified right through the point of sale screen that somebody has made a purchase of an online product. So for that reason, some people decide to forego the email address because they figure, well, I'm going to know anyway, so I don't need an email telling me what happened. Next, terms and conditions. If you are only using the app, you do not need to fill this out. However, I recommend that you fill it out one way or another. On the web page, there will be a little link that says terms and conditions. If your customer clicks on that, they will be able to read whatever it is you've written here. You can write anything you'd like. It is a blank white box when you first get it. So you write in whatever you'd like. If, in my case, I'm using all three features, appointments, gift certificates, and retail, so I've addressed all three features here. All purchases of gift certificates or cards or products online are final sales. No refunds are available. We require 48-hour advance notice of any cancellation or rescheduling of an online appointment. Failure to do so may result in a 25% charge. So I've addressed all three of the features, appointments, gift certificates, and retail. Again, whatever you'd like to write. Next, the bottom message. Now, the bottom message is whether you're using the web page or you're using the app, the bottom message is completely optional. It can be anything you'd like. I've seen it say something like, if you have any questions, please call, and then a telephone number, or something as simple as this, IQR Inc. 2017, all rights reserved. Next, we've got API login and API transaction key. These are only required if you are going to allow the sale of gift certificates or product through the website or through your app. If you are not going to allow that, then you won't need these. But most people who are doing the app want people to be able to purchase, for instance, a gift certificate and use it there in the store right through their smartphone, or purchase a gift certificate on their computer and print it out. If that's the case, you must have your API login and transaction key. So what are they and how do you get them? Well, these are going to be given to you by a company called Authorize.net. Authorize.net is the payment gateway that Pro Solutions uses so that you can accept credit cards through your app or through your website. This is not your credit card company. You can go with any credit card company you'd like as long as they work with Authorize.net, which is just about all of them. You can go with our preferred provider if you'd like, that's fine, but you don't need to in order to use Authorize.net. What you're going to do is you're going to contact whomever your credit card company is, and you're going to say, hey, I need an online merchant ID. Right now, you have a brick and mortar ID. Unless you already are selling things online, you may have an online ID, but most only have what's called a brick and mortar ID. That's the ID that allows you to accept credit cards right there in-house. And what you're saying is, I need an online merchant ID so that I can start accepting payments through my website or through an app, etc. So whoever your credit card company is will be able to give you an online merchant ID. You'll then go to authorize.net and you'll go to Get Started, and you'll create an account with authorize.net. And when you create an account with authorize.net, you will be assigned and given an API login and transaction key. Then you can plug those in. Pro Solution Software uses authorize.net as its online payment gateway for credit cards. That's, like I said, that's different than your credit card processing company. Authorize.net does not charge you credit card rates like your credit card company does. Okay, and next we have main image, side banner image, and bottom banner image. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, the page itself might look something like this. So I've got three different pieces of artwork here. I've got a top banner, a side banner, and a bottom banner. And that's what these three things are: the top, the side, and the bottom. Now, the top we call the main image. Why? Because it's not only the top image, but also, for instance, if you sell a gift certificate online, then that image is going to be at the top of your gift certificate. Whether it's on your smartphone or it's on a piece of paper, that image will be at the top. So it's not just the top, it's the main image. Now, in order to get images onto your page, you simply press Upload. And then you can go to Browse, and anywhere on your computer that you have the artwork you want to use, you're going to upload it. It takes just a few seconds, and it will let you know that the file has been uploaded. Usually takes about 5 seconds, and there it is. And save. So let's take a look. Here's my page. Let's refresh it. And now the new artwork that I just posted up is there. Now, if you don't have artwork, then Pro Solution Software has a graphic arts department that can help you create this artwork at absolutely no charge to you. If you do have artwork, but it doesn't fit the parameters properly, you can ask our graphic arts department for the specs, which we can give you. And then you can either create it, or you could say, here's my logo, could you do it for me? Absolutely no charge, don't worry about that. But you want to get your artwork up so that the page formats properly and looks nice. Once your imagery is posted, then you're going to choose your main color. So to choose your main color, you're simply going to click on the box that has, you're not here, but here. And when you do that, it brings up this color palette. Now you can choose any one of the colors that are already assigned here, but also after choosing the color, if you'd like, you don't have to, but if you'd like, you can press Define Custom Colors, and you can make additional adjustments to it. Once you've made whatever adjustments you might want, you can add that change to your custom colors and choose that as your new color. Background color, choose whatever color you'd like, select OK, and there you are. So let's take a look, and let's refresh. Oops, got to save my changes. There we go. And refresh, and there we go. So now we've got a little bit of a different look here. So again, you're in control of the artwork, you're in control of the colors, but more importantly, something I need you to be aware of, the main color. Whatever color you choose here, it must contrast with the font color. So I've said I want a very light main color, so my font color is going to be something like black. Doesn't have to be black. I mean, it could be a dark purple or something like that. But understand, they must contrast. So if your main color is dark, then your font color should be white or, light yellow or something like that, because your lettering is going to be layered over the main color. So if this, for instance, was yellow and it was layered over this very, very light green, it would be extremely difficult to read. If your main color was a dark blue or a dark purple and your font color was black, again, it would be extremely difficult to read. So your main color and your font color must contrast. Okay, so you've put in your main color, you've put in your background color, now you put in your font size. When you open this software for the first time, the font size will already have a default, and it will say 3. We recommend that you simply leave it at 3. If you'd like to change it to 4, feel free. Make it just a little bit bigger. But don't go any higher than 4. If you start going with 5 or 6s or 7s or God forbid 12 or something like that, you're going to mess with the format of the page. So 3 or 4 are your options. Next, your font name. Any font that you have on your computer can be listed here. And some people like to go with some really fancy fonts. That's fine. Understand, though, fancy fonts can be sometimes extremely difficult to read. So again, when you first go into this page, Arial is already there for you. Arial is the most commonly used font online and the most easily readable, which is why it's so commonly used. So Arial is the one that we have chosen for you. We recommend that you simply leave it there. Do you have to? No. But we recommend it. Next, your font color. I've already told you it must contrast with your main color. So you simply click here, choose what color you'd like. In this case, I'm going to go with black, and there we are. Then our hyperlink color. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's go to Book Now. You'll notice I've got a bunch of hyperlinks here: Home and Store and Sign Up and Help, Create Your Free Account, Lost Password, Operator Login, etc. These are all called hyperlinks. So when you're setting this up, it wants to know what color do you want your hyperlinks to be. I've decided I want mine to be this kind of lightish blue. Then I've got my previously visited link color. So let's go back to this page. You can see where it says Store that I've already visited it. How do I know? Because I said I want my previously visited link color to be burgundy. So any links that we haven't gone to are still blue. Any that we have are now burgundy because that's the color I chose, just so that I can see where I've already been. The mouse over link color. Whenever you bring your mouse over one of the links, it's going to change color so that you know that that link is about to be activated if you were to press it. And I've decided that I want that mouse over link color to be pink. You can make it any color you'd like. Mine is pink. The active hyperlink color. This is the hyperlink that you are in. Again, I like that light blue for the active hyperlinks or the hyperlinks themselves, so I'm going to stick with that. Finally, we have our button color. This is for the main page of the store, excuse me. And so I've chosen green. I'm just going to very quickly here change this to blue and save that and refresh, and now they're blue. So again, you're in control of things like that. Let's go back to green and save. Okay, once we have filled in all of these things on the left and right, and we've chosen our button color, and we have pressed save, we're done with the setup of the front page of the store. Now we have 3 other setups to continue with: appointments, gift cards or gift certificates, and retail. So what are we using this for? All 3, one of them, 2 of the 3, whatever it may be. So the first thing that we're going to do is appointments. That's what most people want to be able to use this for. Appointments online, so that your customers can book their own appointments through the app or through the website. So we'll click on this appointments button, and this Setup Online Appointments window appears. It looks a little confusing. It's really quite simple. First is the welcome screen message. So let's take a look here. Let's go to our Book Now. Here we are in our welcome screen message. It says, welcome to our online booking feature. If you have not yet registered, please click on the Create Your Free Account now and assign yourself a username and password. If you have already created an account, please feel free to log right in, Martinek. Now, why does it say Martinek? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to get rid of Martinek, and I'm going to change it to Joe J. and save. And refresh. And now it says Joe J. The point is, whatever you write here is going to be instantly seen by your customers that visit your page. So it's important that you understand, write grammatically correct, make sure your spelling is correct, etc. Before you start marketing this to your customers, make sure that it looks and feels right, because whatever you write in here, they're going to see. So I wrote what you just saw, you write whatever you'd like, and then we come down to our confirmation message. When your customers purchase a gift certificate, book themselves an appointment online, they will be sent an email. They will also, right on the page that they're doing, will get a little notice. With the email, the first line of that email is, congratulations, you have successfully booked your appointment online. Why? Because that's what I wrote. You make it say whatever you like, maybe something just like that. Then we have our cancellation policy. Throughout the process of booking themselves an appointment, there's a couple of different places that they will see your cancellation policy, and it will be whatever it is you've actually written right here. Also, on the email that they receive when they book their appointment online, they will be shown your cancellation policy, whatever it is you've written here. Next, it says show prices. If this is gray with the X, your prices will not show. If you click on it and change it blue with the plus sign, your prices, your base prices, will show. Now, what do I mean by your base prices? Well, maybe you say, when I offer this service A, I charge $100 for it. And I've got 15 employees, and 13 of them charge $100 for that service A. Okay. So maybe you want your price to show, and it would show $100. That's your base price. But if you've got employees that have different charges, for service A, Jane sells it for $120, and Joan sells it for $90, and every one of your staff members has their own unique price for the same service, then you may not want your prices to show. And you may want to have a line somewhere in like your welcome screen message that reminds people that your prices vary based on which provider they've selected. But again, if you have standard pricing for most things, feel free to show your prices. Next, we have hours in advance. What does this mean? Well, I've selected a 1, so this is 1 hour in advance. So let's say that it was 8:30 in the morning, and you open up at 9 a.m. And at 8:30 in the morning, one of your clients goes online, and they would like to book themselves an appointment. Well, if that's the case, by putting that 1 there, the earliest appointment they would be shown, if it was available, of course, would be 9:30. It advances 1 hour. If I put a 2 there and it was 8:30 in the morning, then 10:30 would be the earliest appointment they would be shown. Again, it advances however many hours you put in there. So this number here is the number of hours. Next is max days out. Max days out works the same way as hours in advance, except it does it by the number of days rather than the number of hours. So if I were to put a 0 here and somebody was booking today, let's say 8:30 this morning, they would be given options to book today, whether it be 9:30 in the morning today or 1 o'clock today, as well as tomorrow and the next days, etc. However, if I put a 1 in there, then the first appointment they would see would be tomorrow morning. If I put a 2 in there, the first appointment they would see would be the day after tomorrow. This advances you by day, not by hours. Next is our cancellation policy. This is an hour. So you put in however many hours the cancellation policy is. I said mine is 48 hours advance notice is required. So I have a 48 there. If it was, you might say, no, I don't want my customers unbooking their appointments. So I'm going to make this huge. Make it maybe 480. That would be 20 days. If it said 240, that would be 10 days. Therefore, if they were within that time, they would not be able to unbook their appointment. In this case, I've said 48 hours. So if they are within 48 hours, they cannot unbook their own appointment. But if they're outside of that 48 hours, then they would be able to unbook their own appointment. Next, we have booking color. Anytime somebody books an appointment online, it's going to be a particularly unique color, whatever color you've chosen. Again, simply click the box, choose the color, and OK. Then anytime somebody books an appointment online, it will be the color that you selected here. As well, it will also have the word web next to it, so that you know that it was booked online easily. Visually, you can see it. Now, of course, you can also run a report that says, hey, I want to see every appointment that was booked online last night or for the last week or whatever. You can get that, of course. But also, just looking at the appointment book, the ones that have that particular unique color that you selected, you'll know were booked online. Of course, they'll also say web next to them. Next, we have only book on the. And I can choose on the hour, on the half hour, on the quarter hour, on the 10-minute, or on the 5-minute. If I select on the hour, let's say Joe, that you're a provider, and let's say that tomorrow you're wide open from 12 to 5. You leave at 5, but you have nothing booked for you between 12 and 5. So if you select on the hour and your customer goes to book an appointment with you for tomorrow, they would be shown 12, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those would be the options that they would get. If you selected on the half hour, your customers would be shown 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2, 2:30, etc. On the quarter hour, 12, 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock, etc., etc. So that's how this works, and it can go down to 10 minutes and 5 minutes. Understand that for that 5-hour gap, you would get 5 options on the hour, 10 options on the half hour, 20 options on the quarter hour, 30 options on the 10-minute, and 60 options on the 5-minute. So it can start to get a little bit unwieldy. So we recommend the hour or the half hour. We offer the others because some clients demand it, and that's fine. But again, we recommend the hour or the half hour. That'll just keep it a little bit cleaner for your customers. Fewer options. Next, we have on the right-hand side, items that are going to be restricted. So whatever you check will be restricted. Our first box is operators. These are your staff. This is your employees. When you put a check next to their name, that means they cannot be booked online. If they do not have a check next to their name, they can be booked online. Next, we have your groups of services. Again, if you put a check next to the group, that group and its services cannot be booked online. However, if it is unchecked, that group and its services can be booked online. Then you go over to services. Maybe you've got a group, like massage, that you allow to be booked online, but certain massages you don't want booked online. So then you can remove individual services even though the group itself is available. Once you have set your restrictions, if any, you don't have to choose any, but once you have set your restrictions that you want, you simply press save and exit. You're done. You have now set up appointments online, and your customers are now able to start using it. So let's take a look. This would be the customer experience. A customer is going to be able to put in their username and password that they assigned themselves when they created themselves an account. The system will then ask them to choose from a group of services. So they could choose, let's go with something like waxing here. And then they will be given a list of services within that group. Let's go with a full leg. They will then be shown a list of staff members that can provide that service. We'll say Debbie. And now they can choose the date that they want to come in. Today is the 14th. Let's go with the 15th. And we're going to check available times for Debbie. Now, of course, this is what I'm showing you right now is the website version. But it works very, very similarly on the app version as well. So they're going to go with 10 a.m. full leg with Debbie on the 15th and continue to confirmation. It'll show full leg at 10 a.m. on August 15th, 2017 with Debbie. It shows the 48-hour advance notice, et cetera, and they have the option to book their appointment, add another service to their cart, or wipe it out and start over. They're going to book their appointment, and they also just received an email letting them know that this appointment has been booked successfully. Well, let's take a look. There should be a full leg for Bella Bella at 10 a.m. on August 15th. So let's go into the website, the software, and let's go to the 15th. And there it is, Bella Bella for a full leg with Debbie at 10 o'clock. It's got the unique color and it says web next to it. So it worked perfectly. That is your customer experience for appointments online once you have set up your appointments in the software. Excuse me, that is here. Okay. So we're done with appointments. Do you have any questions on that before I move on to gift certificates and retail?
Yeah, just one is if I want to completely restrict online at this time, can I just put a message in and call the shop?
Yeah, absolutely. For instance, you could have something like the welcome message that might say something like, appointments online is not offered at this time. Please call us at this number so that we can book your appointment for you. You might even throw in, something like, we do not offer appointments online because our appointments are so wonderful and spectacular that they require a consultation, whatever it is. So you put in your message, absolutely, and then you would simply select every operators, and you wouldn't even bother needing to fill any of this out, but simply by selecting everybody, they would no longer be options.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. So next is gift cards or gift certificates. So your customer wants to be able to purchase a gift card or gift certificate online, again, whether it's through the app or online through the website. This is the simplest setup there is. This is that little box right here that I'm shaking right now. That's all there is to it. So really, the only thing you need are your shipping methods and nothing else. Can you offer pre-created packages? Yes. But really, all you need is shipping. So I'm going to delete the shipping that I already have in here so that you can see how easy it is to set it up, because when you first get this, there is no shipping. It's all blank. Okay, so you come right here, you click on gift cards, and you go to shipping, and there's nothing here. So then you say to yourself, okay, what am I really doing? Is this for the app, or is this for a website, or both? If it's just for the app, the only shipping methods you need would be email. If it's for the website, then you might say, I'm going to go with email and USPS first class, because I also want to be able to ship out gift cards rather than paper certificates. Understand that with the app, their smartphone becomes their gift certificate or their gift card. You can actually scan their smartphone to use their gift certificate or gift card. With the website itself, they can print out a piece of paper that has the number that they can scan. It also has your logo. It also has the number, etc. So our shipping methods, how do we get them in? Right now, blank. So I know I want email as one of my methods, so I simply type in email. And then I give a shipping charge. For email, it's free, 0, and add. Your shipping charge has been added. That's it. Email exists now. What if I do want to be able to ship out cards or even paper certificates, but I just want to put a fancy little bow on it and send it out? USPS first class, put in my amount. I don't know what it is. Let's say $250, and add. Done. And maybe I want to do FedEx overnight or something like that, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to add one more. In-shop pickup, and I'm going to say that's also 0, and add. So now I've got some options for my customers, and let's take a look at how that works. So your customers go to gift certificates or gift cards through your store or through the app. They're able to put in the recipient's first name, put in my wife's name and her last name, and now the dollar amount that I want the gift certificate to be for. Let's say $100. If I had gift packages, they would be listed here. I don't, so I've got nothing listed there. Notice it says enter amount or gift package. Then I can type in a personal message if I'd like. Congrats on being married to me. And now they have you have some options. Ship it to myself, ship it to a recipient, print it out today. And I'm going to say in-shop pickup, free. USPS first class, $250, or email. I'm going to say email and continue. So now I've got Dina Wiggins is getting a gift card or gift certificate for $100. I can add another gift certificate to my order, or I can proceed. When I choose proceed, it now asks me to put in all of my credit card information. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see that. So the client puts in all of their credit card information. They put in their first and last name, billing address, city, state, and zip code, or province, etc. We can change those for Canadian. Then their email address, their contact number, and they process. If it is a gift card that they want shipped somewhere else, they can check this little box, and then they can fill in where they want it sent to. Again, they fill it in and hit process. If their card is processed successfully, and they're in the app, they now have that gift card is on their app now, and they're able to use it right through their smartphone. If not, in this case, they selected email, so they just received an email. They can print out the gift certificate, and they can walk right into your store and use it. You do not need to be aware of this. The money's on its way to your bank. The customer has the gift card or gift certificate. There's nothing that you need to do on your end. The software is already aware of it. So the customer can print out the paper and walk right through your door a moment later and use it. Or they can purchase it on the app. They can walk right into your shop and use it. And that's the customer experience for the gift certificates. Let me go ahead and go back to the store. The next one we're going to do is products. So that's going to be retail, online retail. Again, pretty simple. We click on this, and we have up to 10 different SKU numbers that we can then plug in for our featured items. You do not have to put any in, nor do you need to put in all 10. I've put in 6 myself. These are the featured items. What featured items means is these are the items that the very first items that your customers will see when they go to purchase a product from you, either through the app or through the website. These will be the first items they see. Does that mean that they're stuck with only being able to buy those items? Of course not. They can buy any item that you offer, but these are the first ones they see, hence featured items. You can change your featured item every day. You can change it every week, every month. This month's featured item, this week's featured item, this weekend's featured item, whatever you want. So you put in the SKU numbers of your featured items. You put in your shipping amount per item. So if a customer orders one of the items that you sell online, in this case, they would be charged an additional $2.50 so that you can ship it out to them. So if they bought 3 products, it would be $7.50 because they're $2.50 each. So you simply put in your amount for each item, and then we come down here to manufacturer, category, and products. In this case, we are going to put a check next to any manufacturer that you are not going to sell online. Now, you might say, well, why wouldn't I sell everything online? Well, maybe you should. But there are some manufacturers that, because of diversion, they do not allow their products to be sold online, just like they don't allow their products to be sold at Rite Aid or Kmart or Walgreens or whatever it may be. They say, they can't be sold online because of diversion. They can only be sold inside your salon or your spa. And that's fine. But your manufacturers should be able to tell you that. So if Sebastian said, you cannot sell our products online, put a check next to Sebastian. Their products won't be available for sale online. Rusk, put a check next to it. Their products won't be available for sale online. Then you can go down to your categories and do the same thing. So I'm going to say, yeah, I let my shampoos be sold online, and my finishers and my conditioners and my skincares, but my body products, my sculpting and my miscellaneous and my brushes, those I don't allow to be sold online. So just put a check next to any category that you don't allow to be sold online. Then you don't have to do this, but you could choose from one of your manufacturers that you do allow to be sold online. Like in this case, I said Paul Mitchell products can be sold online. But you might say, yeah, most of my Paul Mitchell products can be sold online, but not all of them. So you could check off any individual items that cannot be sold online. Now you might think, well, when would that ever come into play? Well, let's take a hair salon, for example, as an example. And let's say that you sell L'Oreal products. And L'Oreal says, sure, go ahead, sell them online. We don't care. Almost all of our products we sell in Rite Aid and Walgreens and Walmart and Kmart, et cetera, as well as salons. However, L'Oreal's Kerastase line is salon exclusive. Cannot be purchased anywhere but inside the salon. So you might have L'Oreal as an allowed manufacturer where you sell their products online, but their Kerastase products you need to check off, because even though L'Oreal products you sell online, the Kerastase products that you have, you can't sell online. All right. So after you have set your restrictions, you press save and exit, and your customers will then be able to go to your online store right through their app or right through the website, and they can start making purchases. Now, let's say, for instance, my TG Cat Root Boost 8 ounce for $16. Your customer would like to use that, so they're going to go ahead and click on that to buy, and you say, Matt, how did they get the image there? Well, every product that you have in the system has a button here that says upload image right in your inventory. So if you click on that, you can upload an image. If you're using the cloud version of the software, it must be a JPEG. If you're using an installed version, it can be a GIF, a JPEG, a TXT, or a PNG. But again, if you're using the cloud, it must be a JPEG. Now you might say, well, how do I get an image of all of my products? Now you've told me how to get it into the software, sure, and therefore online, but where do I get the images from? Well, maybe you take a picture of them using your smartphone, right off your shelf. You could do that. You could also do something like this. Let's say Paul Mitchell, Awapui Ginger Shampoo. Perfect, that's what I was looking for. And I'm going to go to my images, and I find the one that I want. And I can save this then directly to my computer. Once it's saved to your computer, it can then be uploaded from your computer right into your software and therefore online. So let's go ahead and check that out again. Okay, so all of your products also are going to show whether or not they're in stock, and the manufacturer, the category, and any description that you might have. This product is for root coloring treatments and not to be used on oily hair. Cindy, you'll notice the name Cindy there, just like if I put Joe J there. Again, you put in the description. Again, you might say, well, where do I get that description? Again, in your inventory, every product has a long product description for online purchases. You get to write whatever you want there. Do you have to have something there? No. If you don't, there just won't be anything after description. It'll just be an NA. But if you do have a description in, it will be written here. Okay? So the customer then can add the product to their shopping cart. They can continue shopping, buy more shampoos or finishers or conditioners, or they can go by manufacturer, etc. Or once they filled everything out, they can go to simply check out now, put in their credit card information. If this is also the place that they want it shipped to, they need do nothing more. But if they want to ship it to someone else, maybe their wife, their mother, their friend, they can check this box and put in a different address and proceed to confirmation. If their credit card is accepted, they will receive an email with a receipt showing exactly what it is they've purchased. And in your case, in your software, you will get a notification that an online purchase has just been made. They've already paid. So you don't need to go through the process of doing a transaction to sell the product. They've already purchased it online and they've already paid. So you get this notification. You can open the notification, and when you accept it, it will remove that product from your inventory. Grab that product from your shelf or from the back office, stick it into a box, and ship it off. Where do you get the shipping label? In that same form. That notice that comes up that says, hey, an online purchase has just been made, you click on it, and it will allow you to print out the shipping label. So whatever the person has chosen. So they're able to do that right from their app or through the website. Any questions on that?
Yeah, Matt, just one.
Go ahead.
If I don't want to go through a web page, just want to go through the app. Where do I put, what's that address, and where do I put that address?
Okay, if you're using the app, then there is no address needed. Oh, you're talking about the shipping address?
Oh, no. I'm just talking in general. I'm talking just
web address, right?
I don't want to do web address. I just want all my online orders to go.
Right. Okay, if you're not using the store, you're using just the app. You still fill this out, but you just won't need the URL. The URL is not going to be important to you. You won't bother with it, so you won't put it on your website. But the app will still have the ability to do everything that I just showed you.
Yeah, but how does it know? Like if I set up online and
okay, once you've set up your store and you've given Pro Solutions your artwork, and Pro Solutions is going to create your app and it's going to post it to Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so now your customers can download that app and immediately they can start using it. When they purchase a product online, in your software, you will get a notification that a purchase of a product was just made. If they purchase a gift certificate, that gift certificate or gift card is now on their app to use. If they make a book an appointment online, it will now be in your Transcend software, just like I showed you with Bella Bella. So there's no need for the web addresses or anything like that to be handed anywhere. The app itself is going to be on your client's phones.
Okay. So I guess my question is, I know the app's on the phone, right? So I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at products, and it says no products found for this manufacturer. So I have to add, so I have to go in and add all these products.
Yeah, I mean, look, let me show you something here. First of all, it's possible that you have not set up your store for retail online. Okay.
Right. Right.
So remember that portion of it has to be done. Whoops, not gift card. Retail. So this portion of it must be done. Now, not only that, and then you save it, of course, and you put in your featured items, but also in your products themselves. Some of them, notice it says sell online. If you had done that, that would not be available for sale online. Do that, and it is.
Okay.
So there's little things like that that may be preventing you from doing it. Do you have your API login and transaction key already?
Well, API, what you mean the...
Okay, let's go back to the credit card, the right here where API login and API transaction key. Because your customers will... Okay, your customers will not be able to make a purchase online if they cannot use their credit cards, and they won't be able to use their credit cards if you don't have your API login and transaction key in there.
Right, right. Got that.
How you get that, as I said, you need to get your online merchant ID from whomever your credit card company is and go to authorize.net and set up your account. Yeah.
Now, does it cost money to use authorize.net?
Yeah, it's not like a rate charge like a credit card. I believe there's a monthly fee. That's between you and authorize.net. We have nothing to do with them. We just use them because they're an extremely powerful and secure gateway.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that. So once I get those two, that's great. Then I put products, accept the product page, and then I'm off and running.
Yep, should be. And if you have any trouble at all, that's what tech support is for, and they'll figure out exactly whatever the issue is. And with your you two working together, you'll get it resolved within minutes.
Right, right, right. So yeah, I got that. So you set the online up. I get that. I get that. I gotta get those two things. I get that, and I'm able to do it online. Oh, then the last piece you just explained. That's great. So there's an online order online button, and then also the image button. So once I upload it and order online, then that will be on that page.
It will.
That will be just on. Like I said, I don't want to go through a web page. Just want to go through the app.
That's right.
But if I put my web page out there, it will. Okay, so if I put my web page out there, and my web page doesn't look anything like you were showing. But if I put my web page URL out there, it will know to connect my products and my shopping and my appointments and all that.
Yep, sure will.
Okay. All right, I got checked out.
Yeah. Okay, Joe, would you like me to send you a copy of this class?
Oh yeah, please. That was good stuff. And
what's the email address that you'd like me to send it to? Is that the JJEVORUT@AOL.com?
It's JJEVORUTSKY@AOL.com.
SKY@AOL.com.
Yeah, for some reason.
Okay, so I've got Juliet, Echo, Victor, October, Romeo. That is Uniform, Tango, Sierra, Kilo, Yankee at AOL.com. All right. I'll go ahead and get that out to you. It'll probably be about an hour before you receive that because it does have to be converted and turned into a link.
Not a problem. I'll look for it, and I appreciate your time today.
My pleasure. Take care, Joe.